Alright, hello all, Shurue here with another comic collection update video, this time featuring a stable camera courtesy of a tripod and clearer audio courtesy of a brand new clip-on microphone. I'm really liking them so far. I'm probably going to end up using the microphone in the gameplay videos in the future as well, as far as streaming and all that. It's a lot more convenient than the Snowball and Yeti mics that I'm accustomed to. But anyway, this video is not just a test of the new mic and tripod. As I mentioned, it's a comic collection update video. Over the last couple of weeks, I have amassed a decent chunk of comics, a lot more than I was expecting to, really, over the past week. Now, some of it is the Justice League back issues that I was behind on, that I was hunting down, that I talked about in the last video. However, a lot of this actually requires a bit of a long story. I started collecting comics back when the New 52 launched, but my collection started getting out of hand. I was way behind. I was spending a lot more and buying a lot more than I was reading. So what I ended up doing was giving my collection to one of my cousins. My collection at the time, which approximately was around issue 17 of the oldest series of the New 52. Around that point is when I stopped collecting single issues and just went after graphic novels, which you'll be seeing a lot of graphic novels once I do that video showing those off, once my apartment is complete. But anyway, we're here for the single issues. Now, I had a massive haul with the last video. That was actually me getting back into single issues. I had been wanting to do it for a while, so I did. I went down to the comic shop, bought a ton of back issues for a bunch of series I was interested in, and then I thought I'd contact my cousin just to see if there were any comics that I had given him that he wasn't interested in anymore. And I ended up getting basically the pick of the litter from all of the stuff that I had given him, which was really, really awesome. I'm very, very thankful that he allowed me to do that. Now, some of these are more significant than others. Now, they're all awesome. I'm really happy about this. Unfortunately, again, I had bought all the Justice League comics at this point, so my Justice League collection that I had didn't help me, but at least that means that he got Justice League issues. Anyway, enough of the rambling. Let's start off with the first series. We're doing this in alphabetical order. The first series, it's the first 3 issues. We've got issue 1, 2, and 3. Oh, 2 and 3. 2 and 3 of Arrow, Season 1, 1.5 really. I've actually read through these, and they're relatively interesting, actually. I'm interested in seeing what they do with this. It's not a story by itself. I've heard a little bit about 2.5, and from what I've heard, it's taken on a bit of a life of its own, whereas Season 1 very much is not. It very much just fleshes out backstory of various characters on the show. Now, Season 1 could turn into its own thing, but I'm not really expecting it to. But I'm still really happy with what I'm getting out of the first 3 issues. It's not your standard comic fare at all as far as story goes, but it's still a nice companion to the show, which is really what it was supposed to be, at least in the beginning. Alright, then we have the final issue of Arrow 2.5. Now this I actually picked up at a comic shop, obviously because it came out rather recently. But again, haven't read it. haven't read any of 2.5. I'll get to it at the very least when I have the series finished, which I guess this is the last issue, but I mean, I've only got, what, I think 3 outside of this one. So there's Arrow 2.5, and then on to the next series, which is Aquaman. One of these I was able to get from my cousin, which was issue 4. I still have a lot of back issues to go with Aquaman. I wasn't really big into collecting it back when it was coming out. As you can see, I only had 1 issue at the time. I was mildly curious. I had heard a lot of good things, but I was kind of focused on some other series at the time. But then, of course, I also picked up issues 42 and 43. Those 2 were at a comic shop. And next up, we have the Batgirl issues that I picked up. There were, well, not picked up actually, these are Batgirl issues that were given to me again by my cousin. We have issue 0 and issue 14. 14 and 0. Really happy I was able to grab that. A lot more 0 issues were grabbed here than I was expecting. Now, this next series, it's the series I was most excited about when I was told, you know, you're getting your old collection back. This was the series that I was most dreading needing to go back through, and it's the one I was most excited to get back, which was Batman. Starting with, boom, issue 1, first printing. Yeah, really, really happy about that. Instead of, you know, bending over backwards buying one on eBay when I already bought one when they came out. In fact, I bought all of these when they came out. You got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 were what I had given to me from my cousin. Then we have issues 34, which I actually picked up today because my comic shop hadn't received the new Justice League yet, so I'll be picking that up next week. And then 42, 43, and 44. Again, no 0 issue for Batman, unfortunately. But I'm pretty happy all the same. I'm really, really happy I got the early issues of Batman. That would have been a real pain to have to go back and get. So yeah, very, very happy about getting those back. And then next up we have Batman and Robin. Didn't do much collecting with Batman and Robin. I wanted to, but I was more focused on Justice League, Batman, and Superboy at the time. And I really only got the tie-in stuff for the Bat family, which I wanted to do as much as I could have, and then some, I guess, because I have issue 0 of Batman and Robin, weirdly enough. Not entirely sure why I picked it up when I did, but I am happy about that fact. And then Batman and Robin 15, the Death of the Family tie-in. I thought I had the... Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's right. I also had other issues that I had already owned, so that's what I'm thinking of right now. Because, yeah, I was thinking, I thought I had the Court of Owls tie-in, which I did, but I had already bought it in my swarm of back issues, so that was a double. So, alright. So, Batman and Robin... here. Alright, next up we have The Flash Season 0. My comic shop was having a sale on back issues the week after I binged on back issues, because that's how that goes. So I went in and decided to buy things that weren't even back issues. We have The Flash Season 0, Issue 7. Flash Season 0, Issue 11. And The Flash Season 0, Issue 12, the final issue. Thankfully, these are nice and short, 12-issue series. CW is really nice with those. So it'll be nice to finish up that collection and basically read through the prologue for the Flash TV series. Really interested in that, for sure. Alright. Next up, now we're getting into the meat of it. The Justice League stuff, which I had said I picked up on eBay. First, there was something that came with the run. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to be handling this particular miniseries, but we have Future's End, issue 1, with the lenticular display. Really happy about that, but then finishing up the Justice League collection, we have issue 0, we have issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which doesn't have any cardboard in the back. Unfortunate, but not a difficult fix. So 10, 11, which also doesn't have any cardboard, but again, easy fix. I'll just grab a bunch of bags and boards next time I go to the comic shop. 12, which does have cardboard. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, I guess I already had issue 18, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, which also doesn't have any cardboard, 26, 27, 28, which also doesn't have any cardboard. 29. 30, also no cardboard. I think a bunch of these Justice League issues actually came in one bag and board, actually, so not too thrilled about that, but oh well. 30, 31, 34. Now this one definitely came in that bag and board thing, 'cause it's not in either right now. 36, Lego variant. 38, another one that came in the package with a bunch of other single issues. And 41, which I think is the last comic that came without a bag and board of its own. And then we have 42 and 43. And then again 44. My comic shop didn't have it this week. They said they might have it in next week. Hopefully they'll have it in next week. So there's Justice League. And is this the last one? No, it's not. The final of the big three of the ones that I was collecting, I've mentioned it already, and that is Superboy, starting with issue 0. Let's get that nice and as even as I possibly can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's as far as I got with Superboy. I guess Superboy was really as... Alright, camera cut out there for a second. Sorry about that. But anyway, so as much as I really invested in and sought after Justice League and Batman, Superboy was the one that I was most curious about. It was the series that it was a series I knew very little about, a character I knew very little about. In comics in general, when I was collecting them, I was basically introduced to the world of comics. I knew about the world of comics before this, obviously, but what really got me interested was the show Smallville. And specifically the character Kon-El, Superboy. I thought he didn't get a lot of screen time there, and it would have been nice to get to know him a little better. He seemed like a pretty interesting character, and I wanted to learn more about him, and Superboy, the series, was just starting, so I thought, alright, I'll give it a go. I don't remember too much. By memory, it seems like not a bad series. Obviously, I don't think it's bad. I got the first 16 issues. But it doesn't strike out at me as something over-the-top interesting like Batman or Justice League. But we'll see. I mean, I still want to finish off the series. It's a complete series now, so I want to finish off that run and give it a read for myself to determine how I feel about that. I just realized I don't have a lot of time left on my camera, but that's okay. I don't have too many series left to go through either. Now, this next series you would think was one of my mains, when actually the only reason I got it was because it kept tying into Superboy, and I got fed up with buying individual issues for tie-ins. So, it is Teen Titans, starting with issue 0. Alright, let's move that over here. Put that here. Issue 0, issue 1, 2, it's probably going to come out on me again, oh well, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which of course has Superboy on the cover. Oh, looks like I didn't organize this overly well. This is actually Superboy issue 17. So Teen Titans goes up to 14 and Superboy goes up to 17. So there's Teen Titans. This next one I only got 2 issues of. It's a character I've been invested in since I heard about him, really, since I knew who he was, which was a decent ways back. But I didn't really get anything from his run. I only got tie-ins. It's a Batman character. Tie-ins to Death of the Family and Night of the Owls. And that is Nightwing. So I have issues 9 and 16 for Nightwing. Again, a series that I'll be finishing up. I don't know if I'll be getting Grayson. I've heard mixed things about it. I'm not entirely sure if I care. Nightwing is a character I find that could be interesting if the comic book character, if the writers did anything with him, but ironically, Nightwing seems to be trapped in the shadow of Batman, as Nightwing is more a sidekick to Batman than almost Dick Grayson was as Robin. You know, as Robin, he led the Teen Titans, he did a whole bunch of stuff, whereas as Nightwing, all the stuff he does on his own is just kind of lackluster, I feel. Which is ironic in its own right, and disappointing as well. Now, who knows, maybe this series will actually be good. I'm hoping so, but I'm not counting on it. But still, it'd be nice to see Nightwing have his own thing. And not just be Batman's lackey. Which was the whole point of Nightwing to begin with. Alright, so now we're down to the last book. This was actually a free comic book day thing. A precursor to the New 52. Free comic book day, the New 52. I don't remember anything about this book. It's more a collector's item. It doesn't have a board in it at the moment. Thank you for watching. For those of you who stuck around to the end. I don't know when my next big comic haul is going to be. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to be approaching the back issues. I'm not going to be letting them sit, obviously, and I will be collecting things weekly. But at the moment, I've only got 2 weekly series. No, 3 weekly series. 3 weekly series. So I don't think I'm going to be making videos every week, because it would be 1 issue each week, and not even, because there'd be some weeks where I don't get anything. I think what I'll do is just save all the stuff that I get until, you know, a noteworthy haul shows up, whether I pick stuff up at the comic shop that I wasn't expecting to, or I get some stuff on eBay. So I'll try to make it as regular as possible, but it doesn't look like much is going to be happening in the way of comics, at least for the next couple of months. Maybe in December, maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. But again, by then I'll have started up with streaming and with my other YouTube shows. Now, for those of you not aware, I do live streaming, or I will be doing live streaming again sometime between October and December on Twitch under the name Shurue, same as the YouTube channel, Shurue. If you want to find out when, if you want to be informed of when I start streaming, my Twitter, I think my Twitter does an announcement every time I start. So my Twitter is at @Shurue_. So I hope to see you then. See you next time.